Hello. Today I wanted to just address something small from the book of Acts, just because I was talking to my buddy yesterday and it just kind of popped into my head and started throwing some scriptures together. Now, there's a ton, but I only did just a few for time's sake. Nobody wants to watch a 45-minute video or anything, unless you're me. Alright, so Acts 15, right? It's the council, the disciples and whatnot, discussing converts, goyim, people of the nations, right? This is Acts 15. I'll just start at verse 19. This is Yaakov. The scriptures that most people read would probably call him James. Alright, we've got, "Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the other nations are turned to Elohim, God. But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollution of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood." Okay, fair enough. I mean, why, right? It's not a new idea. Goodness. It's not a new idea. I have some notes here. Discussion on circumcision and Torah keeping among new converts, which to me, they are no longer goyim. They are no longer of the nations if they're converts, in my opinion. I think scripture proves that pretty good. In verse 20, Yaakov, James, declares that they should start the converts off with some milk and only begin with abstinence of things like pagan rituals, which would often include fornication, believe it or not, idolatry, obviously, strangled things, and blood. And this is my opinion, but I wrote likely the witchcraft and blood drinking behind the idolatry and sex magic of the occult and whatnot. I just wanted to put forward that they're not bringing anything new to the table when they decide these should be the beginner rules for the Gentiles who turn convert. It's all from the Old Testament, the older Testament. It's not some new commands. I've got a few of them marked down. For idolatry, Exodus 20 verses 3 through 5. I just did a little summation statement. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall have no other Elohim before me. Don't make anything in the form of anything in the heavens, earth, or below, and bow down to worship them. He is a jealous Elohim. Yah, the Father, is a jealous God. Leviticus 19:4. Do not turn to idols or make yourselves molten Elohim, gods. I am Yahweh Elohaikum. I am Yahweh, your G word. Isaiah 44:9. All who make idols are nothing, and the things that they treasure are worthless. Those who would speak up for them are blind. They are ignorant to their own shame. Exodus 20:14. This is on the matters of fornication. You shall not commit adultery. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, both of them are to be put to death. Also, I just accidentally strung two verses together. Exodus 20:14 is just, you shall not commit adultery. And then the other one is Leviticus 20:10. And I tagged on that the Torah accounts for rape and calls for a fair trial with witnesses, both parties, and judges, etc. That's why Mashiach didn't stone that woman that the Pharisees brought to him and said, "Look, we just caught her committing adultery. Like, are you going to cast a stone?" They were not even abiding by the law in the Torah at that moment, because there were no proper judges, there was no proper trial, I guess they were saying they were witnesses, but there was only one of the two members of the adultery anyways, and they weren't even in the courthouse or anything. It was just not how they did things properly. That's why he didn't fall into their trap. Jeremiah 3:1 and Proverbs 6:32 also speak on the matters of adultery. And these two are not from the Older Testament, but Revelation 21:8 and Hebrews 13:4. I might tack those on the video just because they're pretty hardcore. Leviticus 17:10-4 speaks about eating blood. I just summed it up. I will set my face against anyone who eats blood and cut them off from the people. For the life of the creature is in the blood. Multiple times it says this. And it also says any hunter is to drain the blood and cover it with earth. And a couple of the times where it says the same thing about not eating blood. It's Deuteronomy 14:21 and all the way back in Genesis 9:4. I think that's all I've got here. Yeah, check it out. Go read them. I'll tack all those verses into the description or something. Go read it. Also, guys, make bread. It's totally biblical. I can't even tell you how many times it says bread in there. This is blueberry bread. I've never done it, but super biblical. You gotta do it. Make bread. This is because I didn't let it leaven for long enough. It might have been a little too liquidy as well. It was kind of like pancake batter.